Matthew chapter number 8, verses number 23 and 24. And when he was entered into a ship, his disciples followed him. And behold, there arose a great tempest in the sea, insomuch that the ship was covered with the waves. But he was asleep. Let's look at Psalms 107, verses 23 through 27. They that go down to the sea in ships, that do business in great waters, these see the works of the Lord, and his wonders in the depth. For he commandeth and raised the stormy wind, which lift up the waves thereof. They mount up to the heaven, they go down again to the depths. Their soul is melted because of trouble. They reel to and fro and stagger like a drunken man, and are at their wits' end. We can see that this Psalms definitely describes the state of the apostles in the boat. You can imagine going up and down, struggling, trying to get it under control, taking on water. Almost remind you of the situation with Jonah. He was asleep in the boat, just as the master was asleep in the boat. But the disciples were at their wits' end. But Christ wasn't at his wits' end. Yeshua was asleep. Jesus was getting more than likely some much needed rest. We have to remember what went on in the preceding verses. Peter's mother, how Jesus healed her, and then he rebuked the devil out of so many people that was possessed. Undoubtedly, he was weary, and he needed this rest. And so, he wasn't concerned, wasn't worried, wasn't shaky, wasn't fearful in the storm. Even though the waves were crashing, even though the winds were blowing, even though the boat itself was taking on water. By all natural accounts, it was time to panic. But faith and trusting in God goes beyond the natural ability. The master knew the will of the Father. The master knew that he could trust in God. In fact, he knew because he was God. He had no doubt. He was faith. We need to elevate ourselves to trust in him the same way. In the middle of our storm, when the winds are blowing, when we're in a sea, maybe even in the middle of a sea of calamity or turmoil, we have to know that he is a way and he will make a way. God, we bless you and we thank you for a way being made. We give you all the glory and the honor. Thank God.